And look, we've got that over the shoulder view tonight. I am going to be making one of my mini Christmas wreath kits. As many of you know, I can't make them all because we put together a lot of wreath kits for you all. But I am going to go live making this one. I'm going to show you what all you're going to get in this kit and some of the tools that you will want to use. But first, let me send out a text. Items that are in this kit, I'm going to bring you down here. The items that are in this kit, some of them are still available, but most of it is only available right here in this kit. So this is my Merry Christmas Whimsical Merry Christmas Wreath Kit. It comes with these 2 rolls of mesh. Look at this. How fun are those colors together? It comes with 3 2.5-inch ribbons. Yes. It comes with this adorable 10-inch round sign, the MDF Merry Christmas sign. It comes with my mistletoe, and it comes with the metallic emerald green frame. Is this not fun already? So the entire kit, that's everything you get. Some tools that I'm going to be using are a staple gun. And yes, I cheat because I have an electric staple gun. It's by Milwaukee and it requires no grip whatsoever. My hands are starting to lose their grip. I'm going to use some wire cutters to trim the floral and greenery, my ribbon scissors, my trusty Fiskars, and I'm going to use a mesh cutter. You don't have to have a mesh cutter, or a pair of scissors will be fine, but I like my Fiskars mesh cutter. And then my glue gun. So I'm going to need a little bit of glue in there, or if you have a glue pot, either one is fine, but either one works. Let me see. All right, so before I put my sign on, I kind of look at my naked wreath frame and I try to decide where am I going to put it. Am I going to put it smack dab in the middle? Am I going to do it a little offset to the side? Am I going to do the top, the bottom, this side? Where am I going to put it? This one in particular, I'm actually going to put kind of down to the right a little bit of my wreath frame. So I want my pipe cleaners to attach on the wire frame here. So I'm going to put them in these 2 spots for sure. I'm going to hold my fingers there, those 2 spots, about smack dab in the middle. So I'm going to start there with my staple gun, and I'm going to add a couple of staples. Now, I only use 1/4-inch staples, and I know that they won't go through my signs. Hey, Gail, Panama City Beach. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, Pat and Gail. Look, I have no idea. I don't get out much. That's not true. I just have never, I don't even think I've been to Panama City Beach. Charlotte, it was great. So I put a couple of staples in there, and now I'm going to go over that, see if this is hot yet, with a little bit of glue. And the reason that I do both is just in case one of those staples fail me, or both of them, I have a second support system there. So I'm just going to wrap that around there. And then I'm also going to add 2 more. And let me see where I want to attach those, because I want the sign to be stable. So I want to do it in 4 points. I'm going to do one there and probably one here that's going to reach clear over here. So here and on the opposite side. If you guys use staples in your signs, make sure that your signs are thick enough to accommodate your staples. There's nothing worse than puncturing a staple right in the middle of a project and ruining your sign. Let me get back to the instructions. So I'm going to take both mesh, and by the way, I don't have any more of this mesh in stock. It's only with the wreath kit. But the green one, I do, that one is sold 101 if you want emerald green. Or you can get the kit itself, which is sold 100. I'm going to cut both of these at the same time because I want to do 32-inch strips. So I'm going to use my mesh cutter. And there are 18 twist ties on this frame. So I need 18 strips of mesh. So I'm going to measure these out to the 32-inch mark, and we're going to cut 18 of them. And now I'll get, guys, Tammy, you've got 10 more years. Yeah. So I've cut, I'm going to count them. I need 8 of each color, or 9 of each color. Sorry, 9 of each. So I should have 9 sets here. So let me see how many I have. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do it down here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly 9. I stopped right at the right point. You will have some mesh left over on your rolls. Save those, because I'm going to be showing you how to use your leftover mesh on some of wreath rails, wooden wreath rails that a good friend of mine makes. And I'll show you how to do a teardrop swag and all kinds of fun things. Motion. So you'll notice I'm making some ruffles, some woodland ruffles or cruffles, whatever you want to call them. And I put the green and green, and I skipped this one. Now I'm going to go back and fill it in with the red. And you will notice that this sits very, very nicely on top of the green. So when you do every other one and go back and fill in the middle, the mesh lays much nicer on your design. Trust me. Try it. If you do this method at all, you will understand what I mean. So this time I'm going to do slow motion, though. I'm going to do another green one. And by the way, the green mesh I do still have in stock. That is sold 101. The red and green mesh that I'm using is only available in this kit, which is sold 100. For those of you who would like to know. And then I'm going to be using some of that mistletoe, which is sold 103. And I'm also used some of my red chenille stems. All right, so at the end of my 32 inches, you notice that I'm rolling this up. I roll. So I usually go about the size of a quarter. It depends, but I do a little roll in. What that does is it takes that cut raw edge that frays, because all mesh will fray, and it puts it inside and protects it inside of that roll. Then once I have the end rolled, I'll clip one end, do the other end, and then I'm just going to walk right up the middle with my fingers, and I'm going to accordion wrinkle it together, just like a little accordion method. And I'll pinch it in the center. I'll have a curl on each end, curl, curl. It makes a little butterfly ruffle. I'm going to skip this one and move to this one. And we're going to go back. And now we're going to do a red one. And you'll notice I just kind of shape that out into a circle. And now we'll go back in and put a red right there. Oh, Kathy, that's awesome. That is awesome for you. Charlotte, I know, right? Liz, why 32 inches? Because the design, the look that I want to go for is it's going to make it a very full and voluptuous wreath. That's my word of the week. Can everybody say voluptuous? But yes, it's the design that I want to go for. I want this to look and appear Wreath base is done. It's nice and full and voluptuous. Look how thick that is. And let's move on. So this kit comes with all 3 rolls of this ribbon. It comes with, of course, our Merry Christmas sign. And it comes with our mistletoe. So I know a lot of you have indicated that you've never mixed greenery and mesh before. Wait till you see what happens when those two collide. Pam, what the heck? Get out of there. Oh, I got you in time. Girl, you're never late. Good evening. How are you, Marilyn? I'm going to dovetail the end of this. And I'm going to start out with a 6-inch tail. And that's all I'm going to do is add a tail. I'm going to come over here, 6-inch mark, and cut that. And then I'm going to do another one. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this at 12 inches. Good, Marilyn. Hey, Arizona in the house. Hello, hello, Karen. I'm going to put that in there. And now, instead of having a loop, I've got the color in there that I want, but it's not going to be big and bulky because I'm not putting it in as a loop. The next 2 ribbon are going to be loops. Trisha, thank you. I couldn't stand it no more. I was trying to go without acrylics and yeah, I couldn't do it. I can't grow nails worth of crud. So now I'm going to come out to that 6-inch mark. Put that down in there, give it a good twist. Let me move this guy back a little bit. I'm going to come over here to the 6-inch mark. Give it a little twist. Actually, I'm going to go about 5.5 inches. Here, 5.5 inches, twist. And then if you're not sure because you can't see the numbers below, you can always bring your loops up to see if they're the same. This one. Dovetail. A little bit better than that. It's really wonky. And this time I'm going to come in about another inch. And I'm going to do 2 loops on each side, but I'm coming in shorter every time. Each time I'm coming in a little bit shorter. As I'm going down, I'm twisting, getting that good twist in there. And on the last one, I don't twist it completely because I want the tail to be right side up. Kim, aren't those beautiful together? I picked these, so when I go to market and I curate my wreath kits when I go to market. And you should see me. My salesperson just loves to see me come in because I lay it all out on the floor. I'll put the wreath frame and the mesh and the ribbon and the sign, and I'll go, no, I don't like this. I want this and this. So it's so much fun to do it. I'm telling you. It's my favorite thing. That's why you see a lot of wreath kits at Festive Creations, is because it's my favorite thing to do. I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to secure this with a zip tie, but I'm also going to add a pipe cleaner before I tighten it so I can attach it to my wreath frame. So to explain that, let's start with the zip tie. And I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to add a pipe cleaner so that I can attach this to the wire frame on my wreath frame. But the zip tie is going to hold all of my ribbon together. And before I tighten that all the way down, I'm just going to make sure everything's facing the right direction, looking good. Okay. And then I'll tighten it down completely. Thank you, Marilyn. All right, so now I've got that sign attached. And remember, I wanted to do that offset a little bit. You'll notice that it's got a little wiggle room, but it's not going to go anywhere. And it's not smushing my mesh down unrealistically. And again, I'm going to be placing a bow on here. We're going to add some tails. So let's do that next. Let's add some ribbon tails. And I'm going to use the zigzag glitter and the red for some tails. So let's get out my ribbon tail board. And I'm going to cut these. That's crazy, Ginger. I'm going to cut these at 12 inches long. I'm going to cut about 10 of them. No, scratch that. I'm going to cut about 15 of them because I only need to add them where there are twist ties showing. They don't need to go in every twist tie because some of the twist ties are covered up. So we'll just add, I'm going to cut 15 for right now, and that should be enough. And I may actually go less than that. We could count them. Yeah, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10, 11. Let's do 12 and see what happens. My brother used to live in Flagstaff, so my oldest brother did. Going to visit him in the summertime was always a bad idea. You know, where that heat hits you right in the face when you try to get out of an air-conditioned car. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not my jam. I don't mind warm weather at all, but that's not warm. That's oven weather. You can keep it. Flagstaff is nice. Yep, it is a nice area. There's no doubt about it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You know, I asked earlier, you know, what your preference was on size of ribbon, and I know David said he prefers 1.5 or thinner. But one thing is to be said about 2.5 inch ribbon. Yes, it may cost a little bit more, but you're also covering more square inches. So it takes less ribbon. It's like the 4-inch ribbon, right? I don't need big loops with a 4-inch ribbon to cover a lot of space and make a good image. Okay, now I do have my glue pot over here on, so because that's what I'm going to be using with this mistletoe. I'm going to be using this glue pot, and the mistletoe that comes with this has opportunity for several cuts. So I could cut this as one piece, or I could cut it in half in 2 smaller pieces. You've got opportunity for several cuts on this. I will tell you that, hang on, let me see. This short one right here in the center, I'm going to cut that, and it's going to go right in the center of my bow. All right, so I took a couple of those short greenery and I glued them in the center of my bow. Now, I'm going to take some longer ones. Let me get this out of our way. I'm dipping that in my glue pot, and I'm going to go up underneath my bow, and I'm going to bring some of that mistletoe out like it's growing out of that bow. Kathy, you love cruises. What's your favorite cruise? What's your favorite cruise you've been on? And then if you can find a place where you can add it into the twist tie, that's even better. All right, let's see. I might actually want to come in. Where do I want to come in? I've got a couple of short pieces that decided they just didn't want to hang on, and I'm okay. We're gonna find just the right spot for those. Paula, I agree. I agree. We don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. Actually, I like that right in there. I'm gonna put this right in here on top of that twist tie, and then I'm gonna use that twist tie and wrap around it too. So I've got glue and a twist tie. Added that little touch of mistletoe right in there, and I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Perfect spot for it. And it's just, so it just makes that mistletoe kind of cascade. Hang on, I'll show you. Cascade all the way down. And for those, see if we can zoom out a little bit and get you in, let's see, a full version of, look at our finished wreath, guys. Look at that, friends. Look how that mistletoe took it from, it was beautiful, but now it went over a notch, right? So adding that greenery, don't be afraid to add some of those winter greeneries to your designs. Look at what that did. Look where I just stuck them, those smaller pieces right on top of that. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. Y'all, Christmas isn't going to be in full mode at Festive Creations, let me tell you. I am going to head out of here. I hope that you have enjoyed hanging out with me, catching up from the weekend or the week, because it's been a week since I've seen you, most of you. And, of course, the wreath kit. There you go. Go check it out. We have, I don't know how many are actually left, but the wreath kits are up there at the top. If you're watching the replay, there you go. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. You're welcome, Pam. Have a great night, y'all.